There are moments when you look back and realize how far you've come. Years spent pouring yourself into something you've loved. A hobby that slowly became an art. At first, it felt effortless. Creating didn't feel like work, it felt like breathing. It was who I was, and for a long time, that was enough. But then came the change. The spark that once lit up my days started to dim. What once felt flawless began to feel heavy, like dragging my own shadow, showing up to a space that no longer felt like mine. And that's the hardest part. Not losing the art, but losing the part of me that made it come alive. The joy, the ease, the innocence. I told myself I was just tired. I told myself I was distracted. But the truth, I was afraid. Afraid of failing at something that once defined me. Afraid of pouring my heart out and it falling flat. Afraid that maybe I had already picked. That the best of me was already behind me. So I stopped. Not completely, but enough. Enough to feel the silence. Enough to let the doubt take up space. And for a while, I let the days pass. I scrolled endlessly through my phone. Everyone seemed to be moving forward. New milestones, new versions of themselves. And there I was, frozen. There were nights where the weight got heavy. Nights where the tears came quietly. Moments where I wondered maybe I was too late to start again. Too late to become who I dreamed of being. I thought about the seasons I had no home, the nights I whispered prayers into the dark, the mornings I told myself to keep going, and somehow I survived. And then the spark returned, quietly, not in applause, not in noise, but in the simplest ways. In laughter that caught me off guard, in sunlight through the window, in writing one honest line in a notebook, in creating something small just for me. And I remembered this was never about perfection, it was always about expression. I gave myself permission to want more, permission to take up space, permission to rest, permission to begin again, permission to simply be. I looked at myself, really looked. The cracks were there, but so was the glow. I didn't flinch this time. The person I saw was still becoming. I am not behind, I am not late. Beginnings don't have an age limit. Art doesn't expire, dreams do not dissolve just because I pause. Even in stillness, the foundation of who I am remains. I stood at the threshold. Behind me, the weight, ahead, the unknown. I chose forward, and the air shifted. The spark was never gone. It was waiting for me to clear the noise, waiting for me to remember why I started, waiting for me to remember myself. And now, I'm learning to love to create again, to let it be messy, to let it be imperfect, to let it be mine, beginning again, because the truth is, the spark isn't in the world. It isn't in someone else's timeline. It isn't something someone can hand you. The spark lives here in me, in the act of beginning again. And here I am, beginning again.